What's up, everybody? Valdaryan Penken here with WiNGSPAN Delivery Services. In this video, I'm just going to go over some builds and stuff. I've gotten a couple PMs and questions on the things I fly, so I figured why not just make a short little video. One of my favorite ships to fly right here is the Drake Navy issue, or DNI. As you can see, it's got a couple kill marks on it from our engagements. I use it mostly for larger battles where higher DPS is needed. And it does pretty well. It does have a cloak on it. You cannot warp with it while cloaked, but if I need to escape or if I need to stay in the hole, I can kind of stay in the area without having to wait one system out. The reason I like this is 861 DPS, 75k EHP, and oversized afterburner puts me over 1000 MS to get out of those bubbles and stuff like that. It does have a scram for those pesky MJDs and a target painter to help get those bigger radiuses for our bombers and stuff like that. So a little bit of fleet support and a little bit of DPS. But the kicker is it's only 238 mil. It is one of my favorites when it comes to Eve, actually. The fit itself, I use heavy assault missiles. My rigs, and a little bit of tank. Adaptive invulnerabilities, oversized afterburner, and a shield extender. Ballistic control systems, and then damage control. But yeah, this is one of my faves because it's so cheap and you don't lose skill points. So if you ever see a ship named Why Is That on Grid, it's probably me. Next, of course, what would WiNGSPAN be without covert ops? I have my Loki here. This is like my main Wormhole Loki. One of the trends that you're going to notice is that most of my ships are going to be under 500 mil. I expect to lose ships. I don't want to lose ships, but I expect to in the wormholes because things can escalate pretty quickly. You can kick a hornet's nest, and then one hole over, you can have 10 other pilots coming after you, and you lose your ship. So this one, 559. Like I said, the prices have kind of gone up. This used to be around like 475-ish, but it is also hams. I have implants in, so my DPS is a little bit higher. But yeah, I run hams, my probe scanner, covert ops, NOS, also running afterburn instead of micro warp, just because of bubbles. I do have tackle, and of course the immobility drivers allow me to have extremely long webs to help out. Some ballistic controls and damage control, and most of these rigs are for my power grid. I am nullified because I cannot stand being bubbled. Covert reconfiguration, of course, and there's those immobility drivers. This is about the average price of most of my ships. So if I lose them, it's not too bad. Do a couple hours of incursions, and I'm all set. Lately, I've been getting into the support roles for our fleets. I really like the Arazu. It's a lot of fun. A basic fit. Catchy McCatcherson's Warp Scrambler at 16k, Long Point at 43, and then a bunch of dampeners to reduce their range. It is buffer fit, so not too bad. It is fun. I like to catch these guys and then make it to where they can't target. I use the oh, I still have some stuff in here. I use the optimal range script, so it cuts down their targeting range. Where'd it go? Target range dampening script right here. So this is really fun to use because it reduces their targeting range, and with these scripts in, I mean, I can be within, 16 kilometers of most people and have that scram on them and they can't even target me. Works really well against ratters and stuff. Ignore Me is my Falcon for when we have those pesky nesters or leshaks on grid. I like to bring this out. I hate having to switch back and forth between all the specific ECMs modules, so I just use the multi-spectrum ones. Otherwise, it's a pretty basic Falcon. Also buffer fit, and not too expensive. I've been really enjoying this Saber as of late. Kind of expensive for a Saber, but I like to be able to stay on grid and not just get popped instantly. So I do have a Pith C, medium shield booster, and a bunch of small cat boosters that I run in this thing. So it keeps me in the fight a little bit longer, can keep those bubbles up, and we can get those deliveries sent out. Hole fights. I cannot stand fighting on holes. So sometimes when I get the chance, I bring my boosh. Yeah, so I have a tackle on here as well. I have a scram. It's pretty quick at 26, I think. Yeah, 27 basically. And then ballistic controls for my rockets, so I can at least do some damage. But once I boosh them, I like to be able to hold them so they can't jump to another celestial or something like that in case they know what a boosh actually even is. And then, of course, I have my stealth bombers. This is what I started out in Wingspan, in the Hound actually. When I first joined, my first deliveries were made in the Hound, but I kind of realized quickly that it lacks the tackle I need for the explorers that I'm going for. So I switched it up to the Manicore. I think this one's the Manicore. Oh, no. This one's actually my Siege for when we're doing those player-owned stations or an unanchored Astro House or something like that. This is what I use. 857 DPS, catalysts, ballistic controls, and polarized torpedoes. So no resistances, only 1600 EHP, and yeah, that's what I use this one for. One of the, let's see, I think I use my Manicore. Yeah, this right here, actually I need to change this because I got rid of my CPU upgrade, so I need to change this out. Which one is it? Target painter. Scram. There it is. Alright. So here it is without the implant, the CPU implants. I can still get the web, and I've got 5 points for the extremely stabbed explorers. Back in November, had a bomber competition, and I got over 30 deliveries in this build right here. I ended up getting second place. Brianna, one of our other agents, ended up getting first with only I think she had 4 or 5 more than me. I thought I was good at 30, and I went to my Loki, and she continued on and passed me. So good on her. Yeah, that's pretty much all I fly. Mostly I'm going to be in my Loki or Drake, and I also have an Artie Loki build that I use all the time too, and it's this one here. So basically, sensor boosters, I put in a optimal range and a tracking script. And for my guns, I actually pair them 3 of the domination phase plasma, and then I have 2 guns with fusion, and then I group up the first 3 and leave the last 2 open so that I can grab that pod pretty quickly. Optimal range, scan, and tracking speed. The rest are pretty self-explanatory with the gyro stabilizers and tracking enhancers. Targeting speed and collision accelerator to up my DPS. Now I do have another pod for when I do go my Artie Loki, and it will bump this up a lot more. I can't remember exactly what the alpha is, but this will get pretty much every explorer. 2-shot Asteros, 1-shot newbie explorer Asteros. The only drawback is I have no tackle, so I have to call for help if I do find something on grid, like a ratting battleship or something like that. So, but that is what I fly, and if you have any other questions, feel free to hit me up. Otherwise, I will see you in the dark.